Hello everyone, wait, that was the wrong hand. Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's video. I always say today's, but they're weekly videos apart from last video that was skipped an extra 4 weeks. And today we are doing a spooky video about some animals that may look spooky, but really, if they aren't really spooky, they can't really hurt you or really. So they look spooky, but they're nice, actually. Some of their names are a bit misinformed, like this, the Tasmanian devil. This one looks like it's very angry, but actually that's him yawning, and it's the way they show off to the other males. And these are actually a marsupial, as in the name. They're from Tasmania and Australia. Currently, sadly, there is a bad disease going around the Tasmanian devils, which is causing their population to drastically go down. There's a special disease that's going around to them, and they're going extinct quite rapidly. So, and people are like, well, that's good, these devils are going extinct. But really it's not. They're like cleaners. They eat any of the already dead things in the area, because a dead thing could have diseases and could be filthy, and it could infest the place with a disease from this dead animal. So they clean it up because, like a vulture, they've got a special stomach ready to eat all these strange things. They can scream. They can be like, ah! Which if you're in Tasmania and you're with like crikey, your Australian tour guide, and he's like, crikey, that's a big one. And you just hear a scream. He's gonna be like, crikey, that was a loud scream. And it's pretty scary, probably. I didn't hear it before, but they do scream. Their bite is very strong, that it can nearly crunch your bones. I have seen this. I have seen them crunch a bone out of a dead animal. They just go. A paper shredder. Just have one in your house and treat a paper. It'll shred it up for you. And they store fat in their tails, like that of an African fat-tailed gecko or a leopard gecko, and animals like that. They store stuff inside of their tail. And the joeys are the size of a rice grain. Very small babies. A little baby one is quite small. A rice grain. She was in my curry. I'd mistake it for a black rice because they're black. But I think the babies are hairless, so they're pink, so I'll be like, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right. And they're the largest carnivorous marsupial. They do carry their babies in pouches. They are marsupial. And they're one of the very few marsupials that eat plants, like koalas, kangaroos, wombats. All them things, and opossums aren't really carnivorous, so. And this one is the spooktacular fact about these things. They sleep inside of their prey. They crawl inside of the dead animal and sleep in it. It's like very spooky and a bit gross. Like it's just sleeping inside of something dead. So that's enough of that, guys. Bye bye, Tasmanian devils. So now we're at the two deep, 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 deep sea animals. So we've got the anglerfish, not really very dangerous, but the name comes from how they catch their food, with a lure on a stick on their forehead. So as you can see, there's a So as you can see, there is a stick on their foreheads. And this poor unfortunate fish is like, ooh, what's that? Pretty light. And he's just going to be like, chomp right on that poor unfortunate fish. So they're able to swim pretty fast. So, it's rocking in place. They're surprisingly able to swim quite fast for such a kind of chubby looking fish. If they want to though, they don't really move a lot. They just kind of sit there with their fishing rods like, someone come get this light. So the males are very, very small. The males are like a parasite. So what you're seeing here is a female. Most of the pictures of an anglerfish you've probably seen are females because the males are just tiny and boring looking. That's an offense to me, personally. I am a male. And they have a massive mouth, as you can see, quite big. That is a right angle. I go to school, so I learn this stuff. So anyways, the dragonfish, this creepy creep guy with the weird jaw, he's also glowing. He's got a glow tummy and another glow stick, a glow stick. And this sea creature is actually quite small. He's quite small. I think he's like big dragon fish. Big, gonna swallow you in one hole, but actually it's quite small fish. And they live 2,000 meters below the earth, not the ocean surface. They live quite deep. So don't worry about these guys eating you because they live probably too deep for you to ever swim. And they're bioluminescent, which means they glow in the dark. That's another way of saying like they glow. Glow sticks are bioluminescent. And they emit poison from somewhere, not sure where, but it's quite dangerous to their predators. If you try to eat one of these bad boys, you're going to get squirted with some pretty bad poison. But it's mostly for like bigger fish that you're gonna try eat them. And like anglerfish, of course, they've got a similar technique with this light stick to hunt, as this unfortunate squid is about to find out. So that's all about these crazy guys. I added a submarine, some underwater volcanoes, and not actual volcanoes. They shoot up boiling water. Don't go near one. It's gonna be Kentucky Fried Human. And there's a barrel eye fish because it's kind of empty because they live in the dark. It's all dark and stuff. So here we have the spooky boys, the emperor scorpion. So these are some of the largest scorpions. I think they can nearly get as big as your hand. Big scorpion. If you don't like scorpions, bad news. But luckily, if you're not in like Asia or a rainforest, you don't have to worry about them. They can live for 6 to 8 years, which that's pretty long for like a scorpion or an insect. As you probably know, bugs and insects and things don't really live very long. Don't text me. So under special like ultraviolet, black light, that type of thing, they glow a pretty nice green or blue. So if you don't like the black, just have one of them cool lights. I wonder, do I glow underneath it? So here is the wolf spider. I know some of my Canadian folk, I think some of you know about these. This is a striped wolf spider, and these aren't like other spiders. They're quite robust, they're agile, and they've got quite good eyesight. As you can see, they've got 8 eyes. They've got a lot of eyes. They've got 2 big ones and one's there and a few below there. They don't spin webs. You'd probably think like, well, they're a spider, they spin webs, so they don't spin webs. They make burrows instead of webs. They go underground and go mining for diamonds. Not really, they just go underground because that's where they live. They kind of live everywhere, like forests, rainforest houses, probably your house if you're like in America. There are a lot in America, I believe. They're kind of big. They're not like small ant spiders. They're pretty big boys, but they're not going to hurt you. They aren't venomous like the black widow. I was going to put the black widow on, but I wasn't going to because probably, I don't know why, but I didn't put it there. And they're solitary. They don't live with, they have no friends. Stop texting me. They make, and they carry their babies on their back. They're like, yee-haw, yippee-yaw. Come on, babies, let's go around the world. And now for the grand finale, probably one of the spookiest animals on the list. Dracula von Count, the Sesame Street vampire person. The vampire bat. So, unlike other bats, these bats have strong leg muscles and bones, so they have the ability to walk, run, and jump. You don't want one of these jumping on your face at nighttime. Ugh, spooky. They can go only 2 nights without blood. If they go any more than 2 nights without blood, they're probably going to die, unfortunately. They're kind of misunderstood. They're actually nice. They're not going to hurt you unless you go too near, and they could give you rabies, but they only drink like cow or horse blood, things like that, so you don't really have to worry about it unless you're going at like out at 12 o'clock at night for some reason. Like, I wonder where the bats are. And they drink their blood while the cow or horse is asleep. So just you're asleep and someone will be like, spooky. And it takes in total about 30 minutes for them to be full, and then they're off on their way back home or to suck someone else's blood. And these guys inspired Dracula. That's where the Dracula vampire idea came from, these little boys. There's a few types of bats that suck blood, not just these, but I focused on them all at once, and as you can see, that's a bat in a cave. They sleep upside down, as you probably know. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I am like 6 days late for Halloween, but I'll see you next week. Goodbye.